Hello, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for stopping in here on this rainy day in the stock cock loft, the breeder area. We hung a light in here. I really don't care for this old light. I think I want to try to get a newer one. Again, any questions about breeding, preferably, put them in the comments. It's a nice stormy day here at the loft. The poop dries a gray color, kind of. Just getting ready to feed everyone. It's a rainy day. What's going on, Ralph? Yeah, I've been raining here. We don't get much rain up here. It really shows. So we had some sideways rain, so it came through the front right there. Little moisture buildup right there. That's part of it, having a lot of open loft like this. So in the future, it'd be really nice to have actual windows. Another thing while installing this light, if you're building a new loft, install some really nice electricity. So run some electricity to it. Oh yeah, they're nice and cozy in here. Even with a little the moisture coming in through the front, I just clean it up. You don't want the manure wet in here. So their poop is okay dry. Once it gets wet, that's no good. The hens are jealous. They want some food, so I better go get it to them as well. All right, let's go to the hen side. Let's see if I have this door unlocked over here. I bet I knocked my head on this a couple times. Already did it once. Yeah, we're locked out on this side. Let me go unlock it all. Appreciate everyone stopping in. A nice rainy day. We don't get much rain here in SoCal, but it's coming down today. How's it going? Hello, hello. Ralph, have you got any pairs going yet? Have you built a loft? How new are you to this? I thought you might have said you were a new flyer. glad to hear that I can help. Let me know, I don't know if you would like to make the drive, but I can gift you a pair of birds. We're not too far away, maybe 2 hours apart, 2.5. So let me know if you need some breeding stock. And they're getting down to birds I don't want to give away, but I wouldn't mind helping a new flyer, so let me know. I think it's much deserved to you, Ralph. Only serious one ever asking questions. No problem. These boys are a little restless in here today. And so just kind of went out while I'm in here, I'm deciding mentally who will be staying in here and who will just be putting aside. And so we only have 16 spots, so I need to pick 16 birds out of here. And 2 of them are the show types, so I need 14 other racers. Let's get set up over here in the hands. They've been waiting on their food. I gave them fresh water and minerals. Alright, we're on the hen side. Time to feed the ladies. Already got their fresh water and minerals. And again, while I hang out on this side, I'm always just kind of making mental notes on who will be paired first, who will be paired in the second or third round to give the other hens a break. So it's important, you want to have your main breeders, but also you're trying to search for other ones as well. So other pairs, and so switching a hen up gives them a break too. So maybe try to get 6 to 9 rounds out of a hen and have her stop for the year, and switch her to a daughter, replace her with a daughter, and see if you can't get some good results from that. Christian Scott, how are you? Appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out with the birds. Yeah, Ralph, if you are building that new loft, man, try to run some power to it. That's what I regret when I built this. I didn't run power over here. So I have an extension cord and I don't like that. Get two different ASMR sounds. You get the pigeons cooing and you get rain today. I don't know if you can hear them both. Just enjoying the rain and the bird noises. Oh yeah, you just gotta stand here and hang out with them, watch them. I think we need to pay attention more to the birds. Just watch them, see what characteristics they have, and see some are bullies and some are a little more passive. I know I just finished the cup of coffee again, and then I came out here actually. If you guys enjoy the lives, make sure to go subscribe to the channel for the long form videos. Also check out the Pigeon merch. I think it should be tagged, Ralph. It should be tagged in this. If not, go to my channel, like the homepage of my channel, and you'll see the merch. Simple stuff. It's like the pigeon eyes. I don't know if you stare at them. They're pretty psychedelic. Just simple merch. A coffee cup, you know, as you were mentioning, Ralph. Some hats. I'm not a hat guy. Can't fit all my hair under the hat, but maybe some of you are. Oh, thank you, wife. You can see the health in these pigeons. Their feathers, even on these gloomy days, they still glisten. Some birds are always in the same spot. That hen really likes that spot. Got a couple new hens this year. These two here. Plus anything new coming in from the one lofts. Here's 161. This dark check with the little white on her head, she bred first place at 260 miles this year. Nice little bird. This was a gift bird from a flyer at the club that I go to. Oh no, come back. I do have kids, and no, they don't really enjoy the pigeons yet. They like the videos more than does. I don't force it on them. If maybe one day they'll take to it. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, so this bird here, again, I mentioned the other day of a brackets formula for breeding. This is the bird, one of them I'm trying to focus on and use that formula. Ralph, I would check that formula out. They do it with dogs, and so I was going to try it with pigeons. And essentially it's having this as a grandparent or a parent or a great-grandparent in it, I believe. I'm sure. I don't know, I'm going to do it a couple different ways because it's hard to interpret that formula, but it says, I think, let the sire to the sire be the grandsire to the dam, if I remember correctly. So he's actually a grandparent to the California Challenge, those prize winners. The breeding system of the brackets formula, I'm going to try to make a video come time. Maybe I'll share the link, or I'll share the video I got that from to my watch list. As of right now, this is the top breeder, just because he has more prize winners. Hen-wise, so that's why I'm going to pair them together this year. 161 and him, I believe, share the same amount. So this was the prize winner to the AGN, the breeder of the prize winners last year. And his son, I believe, will be flying the 400 this year. The 500-mile guy, he wasn't a winner, but he came here to me, so he was a winner to me because he's the only bird up here that flew it. He is out of just the Tom Shelton line, I guess you'd call it, just one of the guys at the club. I'll show him right now. This is the 500-mile bird, my day bird. He, like I said, did the 500-mile in a day, 13 hours, I believe. Which I mean, it's okay, but for my area, I liked it. He's a small, medium. I don't know how much to the theory is true, but I saw those European guys like the white like this on the ends. I'm not sure if that... Again, I think when you start finding these things, you could breed for that, and then your birds will just have that, whether they're winners or not. But those European guys like it when the white's like that. Not sure how much of that is true, but the white. And it's just things I keep in mind, and if they breed good birds, then maybe there's something to it. This bird bred some decent birds, no prize winners, but birds that always come home. mellow. I think the long distance birds kind of just let you open their wings. They just kind of hang out, a little more confident, looking around. Very nice 3 flights. Figure out a good way to show these in the video. See his eye. He's got a big waddle, and he's got the big waddles around, or I don't know what you call them, around the eye. He's got it around the eye. Yeah, I think that's the most important. I think you want him to be, of course, quick, but also I just think you want him to get home. And a lot of these one lofts, we are losing lots of birds. You know, we could chop it up to the environment, or we could just say we're breeding birds that aren't smart. So here we got that Joe Stone import. Big bird. Loaded with muscle. Considering selling him, but he's getting moved actually, I think. Or I'm either going to sell him or probably do one more pairing this year. And then if nothing, he'll get moved to the foster. Or like he'll just be a foster. Again, he bred good birds. They all come home. Just nothing special. Yeah, I've seen when people just have one pigeon that become like a dog or a cat, like a more of a pet. So again, I've been thinking of selling this guy. Maybe get one more pairing out of him, or one more. Try another hen to him. Larger bird. The breeder of this line, I think, got second at Pattaya this year. Yeah, they are. They stand out a little more. Also, the white feathers don't stay in condition longer. They will fray. If you see them when they come home from the races, some of the white feathers, they'll be all frayed at the end. And I think that can create some drag come the race season. But if they don't, they're pretty. Let me show you another. So this bird flew the Apple Cup in, so this one? Yeah, 2024. Did okay, nothing special, but I didn't care for him when he came home, but I've been handling him, and I really like him now. So he's out of a prize winner, and then his mom is Calamity Jane, who bred prize winners. But yeah, again, see the white flights? But he's got very nice the last 3 flights. Trying to get those even, those 3 flights. then if you can, you want 4 of them even. Really like those to be even. Probably can't hear it because of the fan, but also you want those smooth. You don't want to be able to hear your feathers rubbing together. So I'm thinking I'm breeding him to a half sister. The half sister would have his grandfather on one side and his mom on the other. So once I start line breeding these birds, I think I can call them my strain, you know, or the beginning of my strain, and that's kind of where I'm going. I know there's the horses for courses, but I really want to be able to send birds to any loft and them do okay, you know. I want them to at least fly the course. It's got the one tail feather everyone likes. So what I'm trying to do is have a bird you can send out to any race, and then find the race it does well at, and then build that horse for the course. This is the long game of pigeon racing. You know, I'm not looking for instant reward. Just want to test my birds and my strain. You know, if you can pick up some prizes along the way, that's great. But it should just be about breeding and testing and just being a pigeon fancier. Oh, I'll put them right to father-daughters. I haven't done any brothers-sisters yet. I haven't found anything that I've wanted to really lock in yet. But father-daughters, but again, so I'm going to do some half siblings this year. Be lucky to be Mike Tyson. But yeah, this year I'll go grab the bird that I really like to handle. A hen, I believe. That's a father-daughter product. One sec. It's like she knew I was talking about her. She was right on the other side of the door on the perch. So the type is why I really did the inbreeding on this. I liked the shape of these birds. So this is 154 and then Calamity Jane. So then I'll also take this one and go back to her dad, grandpa. So just to create this line. Yes, nature does make beautiful things. And you know, a lot of this is nature, but with a little intervention of humans, just because we're selecting certain ones. She does not let you open her feather. She'll pull it right back, or her wing. She wants to pull it back right away. Yeah, very pretty. So then eventually she'll get bred, yeah, back to her grandfather, and then to an inbred brother, I guess it would be her. I'm gonna get the son of Calamity Jane and breed them back to Calamity Jane, and then this bird and that bird, future bird, I'll breed together. That was our recommended breeding by one of the old timers. that I know. Again, they've been line breeding and inbreeding birds for hundreds of years, or not birds, but livestock animals, hundreds of years. That's how you have strains and purebred lines. This is a 2025. She was bred at the end of 2020, this season of 2025. So I think she was hatched in like maybe April. She was one of my last breedings. I plan to do all inbreedings for stock. That's the last rounds all the birds will do. But I think you want to be able to take your inbred lines and cross them together. I breed that. What do you mean? What races or why in general? What do you breed for? Like the race? I breed for one loft races, if that's the question. So 300 miles to 400 probably is the sweet spot. You know, some areas have the sprint series. I don't do those. I'm not really into sprint birds. Those are, I mean, in the areas you could do it, that's cool. You know, some guys are real good at that. Yeah, this can be an expensive hobby. It's a very fun hobby, I think. I like it. Flying your own course at home, it's fun, but also could be hair pulling. Could be a nightmare. Something, you know, sometimes it goes great and sometimes it goes completely wrong. So there's predators, and it just, if you get attached to them, it breaks your heart. So it's easier for me to just send them to trainers and not get too attached. I'm a softie. Let me grab another hen. There's another hen, very nice handling hen. This was kept for stock. This is a grandchild of Shadow and Calamity Jane. So Calamity Jane to Ogden. I sent a handful of these one siblings out, and they all got lost on the last race. It was a hard year, so I want to still try her out. It's pouring out rain. I could show a quick glimpse outside, but everything's gonna get wet. Or do you want? I could show you the inside. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's lots of long-form video on there. This hen I really like. Hopefully she could breed some decent birds. You want decent, or you want like top 10%, and then also winners. So, kind of have a higher expectation. You just want them to finish the whole series would be nice, and then it'd be even better if they get top 10%, and then even better if they win big prizes. So this is probably a little hen that I'm going to take to the state show this year again. So I believe January 24th, anyone in California, come to the Bakersfield Club for the annual state show. This hen's been beautiful since she was young. Feather quality is awesome, vibrant. Kind of a turkey neck maybe when she turns like that. It's hard to see. It's that shaking. Very calm bird. She just might be a little more calm as well. I handle her a lot. So this is a bird. So she'll go to a half brother, and to her grandfather, and then a cross as well. But I want to take her back to Shadow because it looked like Shadow's whole line was inbred, and they flew like that, flew inbred. So maybe something in the genetics that do better inbred, or less washed out. We put her back, and I'll show the loft on the inside. Yeah, man, I'll show you. So, very simple. So, let me start over here because I built this in 4x8 sections for the most part. I'll have to link what the loft design is called. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of plywood, and then 3/4 inch. Oh, I'm sorry. This is plywood. This is pressboard or something. I don't know. You construction people could tell me. Very simple to build, and it's 4x8, so you can build small race lofts like this and then just add on. So that's what I did. And so block perches, easy to clean. Designed so when they poop, it just falls right down the side. You don't have to scrape this size block. It's the perfect size. Have videos of making those. And then metal roof. How you doing, next gen? I don't know how to say some of these names, but how you doing, man? And then you could just 4x8 section it together. So that was a section, and then I added on this section. But these two hens are always there. They're sisters. And then there's this section, and this is a little wider. So this was a 4x8 section. I took the whole front off and then added this. It's pouring. Look, there's somehow it's coming down the wall. So that's something I'm gonna have to look into. It doesn't rain often here, so you really see where, when it rains like this, you can see the leaks. I don't have any. Next gen, I like that. And then, so right now I just added, we're doing a loft walkthrough. I added these boxes in because this is going to be the foster breeder area. So you should have sections that you could split your birds up. So you want a breeder side, and then you just want sections like this, like we were in, that they could just perch. Fix that. They kind of like to hide back there. I haven't decided yet, but in this breeder area, I don't know if I want these perches up. I want them in their boxes. So that's a decision. Maybe I'll put some perches right here, but I really just want them to spend their time in their boxes come breeding season. I added these over here. More breeding. Just because this area I'm going to float eggs to and try new pairs in. And so again, I just, to the person I was talking to, extended off the 4x8 area here. What ideas, my friend? There's sheds that are turned into pigeon lofts. You want lots of open. I don't know where you live, but I'm living in SoCal, so I have the front open a lot for airflow. So I don't know if you are in a hot climate, cold climate, snowy climate. This was built kind of for a hot, dry climate. Serene Williams. What other ideas do you need? There's these perches. So all you need is perches and breeding boxes. So you need an area for breeding, an area just for the birds. I'm not so hot. I'm not sure what the weather is. Is it dry? But I would see how they do their lofts there in that area. Some people really like them closed up. I don't like it closed up. I'm not worried about drafts as long as it's dry. If you're new, just go check out also the channel, subscribe to the channel and check the long form videos out. Serene. Maybe there's some help in there for you. You just want to keep it simple. So see if maybe those people over there, they keep their lofts, if they have open fronts. I think the open front's the way to go. So it's pretty much, what is it? 4 sides are, or 1, 2, 3. 3 sides are enclosed and the front's open. So if you're new, you're just going to be guessing, and maybe you can find someone to help you what to pair and how to pair. But over time, you just you pair performance together. So your fast birds with your fast birds. So every year you'll send birds away to race, and hopefully 1 or 2 come back, and then you add those to the breeding. And just spend time with them and feel them, handle them. You know, you'll start, the more you do it, this is a long hobby. This is not a year thing. This is an everyday hobby, 365 days, forever, as long as you have them. So base it on performance and then go from there. But if you're new, they're going to give you all kinds of birds. But I was showing earlier the types of bodies I like, how you want them to be. So go in your area, I would find the best pigeon fancier, the best pigeon flyer. I don't know if you will be competing at your own home or sending away to races, but if you're competing it with the club, go to the club and find the best flyer there and buy 4 birds, 2 pairs. Yeah, I like blue bars. Blue bars and checks. Call me old fashioned. Serene, maybe even. I have a benzene, the benzene clock, and was it Unicon? So the club uses Unicon, but also I have a benzene because I was trying a race here. It didn't work out, and so I just have that system. I think the benzene's a way better system than the Unicon. Yeah, Patrick, if I remember correctly, you said you were in Ireland, and it's a lot more wet there. So this is we're getting some rain here in Southern California, and our whole state will fall apart from it. We can't handle rain here. Most of us are made of sugar. It's California, SoCal can't handle rain. Especially a lot of it. Here's the bird I call Shadow, and he's the product of an inbreeding. I didn't breed him, but my first season he bred a prize winner. Nothing this year. Oh, those hand wind clocks are cool. More of a collector's item now. It's a medium bird. He does not weigh anything, though. Very light. Very nice square breeding feathers. Shadow also has the big wattle I like. So my goal is to I'd like to breed him to another inbred, like an inbred hen of a different line or strain, and see what happens. To take 2 inbred birds and breed them. Like how big steak knife feathers, like how big his feathers are. Not too big, like a nice medium thickness. Them old timers. They can get cranky. Bonneville Racing Club. All right. Where's that? What state is that? Utah. Okay. Yeah, his sons flew in Ogden at that futurity race. Which, bummer, they're not going to be having that race, I believe, this next year. So that's why I'll be looking for another futurity race to send to. Hopefully I can send to the FVC futurity race. It's in LA. So I could just drive the birds the 2 hours to them, hopefully. I don't even know how some of this water got in here. Doris, how are you? So I'm still trying to figure out maybe 2 hens to put him to. Not right over the car, but you know, to the side in a little valley. I could see him on a training toss. It's high, it's mountains here, so they just took off and go up. I bet that's cool. I would worry that they would get hit by a car or something like that. Alrighty, here's Easy Breezy. Really like handling this bird. I like the calmer birds just because I like to handle them and investigate them. He just sits in your hand. So even though he didn't fly against a lot of birds, he flew and he handles really nice. So I think he deserves the area in the breeder loft this year. Oh yeah, they all have their own personality. That's why this one's very calm. That's why he's Easy Breezy. Yeah, there's bullies, there's people, or pigeons that are calm. Oh look, over here. They're over there fighting right now. So the one that's this guy here is always causing trouble. Always trying to pick a fight. Yeah, Ralph, you want buoyant birds, so you know when you find them, hold on to them. I'm getting more and more. My selection is getting more and more buoyant. Ghosts, these are our homer pigeons, but they're racers, so they just fly home at a quick speed. $800 birds at any given time. At your loft, drop them? Uy, 800 birds. Wow. So I want to find a hen that's just a little smaller. He might look a little bigger, but he don't weigh nothing. It's a medium. No, they don't usually come back with other pigeons. On race day, sometimes other pigeons will follow them, but then they take off immediately. I'm the only guy. There are some pigeons at the plaza. They were probably from me that didn't come home. There's like maybe another pigeon fancier up here. And there's a couple roller guys. But I like how round those are. It's hard to get all the qualities in one bird. So there's a lot of qualities in this bird I like that I want to put into other birds. Look at that. We don't got to pull their legs. I don't know when that started. Oh, I bet the hawks love rollers. This bird here has, its grandparents are all my best birds. So you have 161 in there, you have 1154. Alright, here's another one. This one's related to Easy Breezy. They are, let's see, they share a grandfather. They make them probably cousins. Thank you, yeah. A lot of them are real healthy, natural immunity. I don't give anything. They get some oregano oil every once in a while in the water. That's about it. Oh, this coop is a product of a handful of years. Probably 6 years. This one I'm in. I have another one I'm working in. Once it's more fall, it's a different breeding area. So when that one's done, we'll hop into there and show you. But I wanted to get this one finished for this season. Thank you. Yeah, it's plenty of room. You can walk around in it, stay dry out of the weather like a day-to-day, like today, since it's raining. But this bird here was the prize winner at the PIGEON last year. Its half-brother is flying there still. Oh, I have roughly maybe 50, 55 birds, 60, somewhere in there. But I have 16 breeding areas in here, and then I'm going to add another 3 in my stalls that I'm breeding. And the area that I'm talking about, the eggs over there will be floated. Like, so the first 2 rounds from every hen will be floated, and then she'll sit on the 3rd round. No, none are sitting on eggs right now. We're getting close though, a couple weeks away. But breeder number, so pairs, probably 19 total. A lot of those are just foster parents, and then some of those will also be new pairings, research and development. Really like how some of these birds are starting to handle. I'm trying to get my whole loft to really feel the same, look the same. Floated eggs. So what I do is I take eggs from one pair. So you want to have 2 pairs of birds breeding at the same time, and you could take one pair of birds and give it to the other if they lay at the same time. But that means you would have to throw one pair of birds' eggs away. And those are usually not as the ones you're throwing away aren't really worth anything to you, if that makes sense, to sound polite. I don't know. They're just foster parent. So they're just raising eggs and young that won't be their blood. They're fosters. I also have videos of that in the long form videos on the channel. Check those out, guys. Subscribe over there. Check out the long form videos. So this guy's probably going to go into his half sister. I showed her earlier. But they are very similar. They'll have different dads though. Same mom. How I choose, or how you can, the difference between male and female. Males, they act different. They're just behavior and then just structure. You'll start noticing the cocks are more muscly. There's boys look like boys and girls look like girls. You'll notice. Also, they have a vent here. The tighter together the vent bone is, it's a cock. If you feel any gap, it's usually a hen, because that's where the egg would come out. Cocks will have a bigger wattle on their face as well. So like this right here, this white mass on the front. Cocks will have a bigger one of those. They'll usually be whiter here. So this little hen here, here's a little hen. Size-wise, it's smaller in every way. Sometimes there's bigger hens, because they're muscly hens, and you would put them to a smaller cock. I kept this bird for stock as well, just because the parents I've yet to get a female, and so I usually get males, and so this female I kept from it. So this is a Calamity Jane, again to my best breeder cock. So it's a full sibling to the AGN prize winner, and just those birds I like. Oop, 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 oop. Silky smooth feathers. It is pouring out there. raining here in SoCal. So she will be going to an uncle and a half brother. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool dropping. These guys don't fly in the rain, but pigeons do fly in the rain if it's not too hard. But these guys are all breeders. They won't be doing any flying in the rain. They can go play in the rain in the aviary I have out here. The hens are out there right now. Doing, huh? This bird here, beautiful eye. So here's his brother, and here's him. I'm gonna pair them to sisters, and then from there hopefully I have some that do decent, and then I want to pair those offspring together. So when it comes to this pigeon sport, you got to be thinking years in advance. So like a 3 or 5 year, especially with breeding, is you need to be thinking about your moves ahead of time and not be breeding year to year. I think you need to be more, smarter with your breeding. You're creating life, so make sure you're pairing nice. And here's this guy here. I'm gonna find him the right hen. I paired him to Calamity Jane, and he had some offspring at the Pacific Northwest Challenge, and they didn't do good. I lost him. One was doing very well, but I lost him maybe 2 races before the end of the season. Oh yeah, I think China's bought pigeons for 1.5. Yeah, life-changing prices. Oh wow, yeah, that's probably $1 million now. I don't know. Couple small areas where some water's getting in that's driving me crazy. I'll have to figure out a way. It doesn't rain very often, like I said, so I don't notice. A day like today, it has not stopped raining, so I'm noticing. can't really see him, but this was a bird that I pulled for stock as well. Son off of Calamity Jane, and let me pull you back into the light and show you this guy because he handles very nicely. So his father was a gift bird from a club member that he bought, I believe, which is his dad was from the breeder who does rather well at the AGN. I think he got first place last year. He usually does really good in average speed. I'm trying to find some average speed birds. So this guy here, and I have one other one. Yeah, there's tons of info out there on the interwebs. Bird handle's very nice. They had 3 siblings I really just didn't care for. I made videos about them actually. I didn't care much for this pairing, but this bird I do like out of the 4. Doesn't really have the breeder feathers underneath I like. Being as I really try to focus on breeding, so I try to find as many of those breeder qualities as possible. How did I get into pigeons? I had a dream about them once and then I went from there. I had a dream about white ones, and then I got white ones, and they were getting eaten by the hawks constantly, and it drove me crazy. And then I met a gentleman who introduced me to the racing pigeons and a club in Bakersfield, and here I am now. But I didn't grow up with pigeons. I'm the first in my family to have pigeons. I had no neighbors with pigeons. Yeah, this bird handles very nicely. Here. Didn't make the digital jump, huh? Unfortunately, I think new fanciers, we have to work a little more. This seems to take more. The old timers said it was a little easier. You really got to pound the birds down the road for training now, and lots of losses, and it's a lot different now. So it's easier to have the system that can just scan them in if you're away at work, or the races are always on the weekends, so usually you're doing stuff with the family. So the electric scanning was nice. Yeah, it's a costly sport. That's why I try to offset it on here. Try to pimp some shirts or hats, sell some merch to try to offset some of the costs. Is my idea. Hasn't happened yet, but have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. Remember, go check out the long form videos on the merch before you leave. Yeah, I'm sure it was nice. Times have changed, though, my friend. My first race ever, since I didn't have a clock, I had to use the old clock you're talking about. They allowed me to do that. You had to grab the bird, take the counter mark off, jam it in the clock. It's a lot of work. You had to be here. Whereas now is you could send them and go to your kid's sporting event or whatever. Go out of town for a day. I'm gonna step aside for a second. I'm gonna leave this going. You guys just watch the birds and hang out here for a sec. I'll be right back. It's really pouring today. Oh yeah, old cranky guys can teach you to be patient, I tell you. But you gotta learn from them though. So they know more than me, so I just listen. Yeah, there is a handful left down at the club I'm a part of. One of the members just passed away. I believe he was, I want to say 100. We've had a couple members pass away in the last year. So we're slowly losing them. How's it going? Welcome to the live. We're hanging with the pigeons on a rainy day. Well, these three birds here are all brothers. So top right is this guy here, this guy here, and this guy here, all related. So these two are brothers, and this dude over here, that's this guy's son here. Yeah, I bet while I leave, that's why I'd like to really set up just a camera in here at all times, because they really play around on the perches, and you have talk out here. You need some like wireless cameras that can hook Wi-Fi. Just slap them in the corner of the loft for you guys. It's pretty calm on a rainy day. Oh yeah, I fed them earlier at the beginning of the loft. That's how I've been starting some of these loft lives in the loft. Is giving them their water and their fresh food. Ooh, easy, bud. Yeah, and they come, and I feed once a day, so they really come running. They leave a little, that they'll have that for the morning. Those two are brothers as well. That's Easy Breezy on the bottom, his brother above him. Hop all the way across, huh? Very nasty weather out there today. Raining. We get all of our rain at one time here. Birds are real mellow. I think the hens are even already on their perch. Looks like it. Let's see if I can't get in. Locked myself out maybe. Nope, there we go. Let's see what they're doing in here. Yep, already on their perches. Oh, that's terrible. Bloodthirsty. That'd be a cool punk rock name to a band. Next on stage, Bloodthirst. These two are always here. What you ladies doing up there, huh? She don't care. She don't care. Never moves from the spot. We'll be jamming a camera in her face. What a good bird. Great temperament. You see a lot of people's lofts. Their birds are bouncing all over the place. Just like their temperament. I love this temperament. Confident bird there. She don't care. 6 inches swimmer face. Most birds you look at and they leave. So this was the 3rd place prize winner at a race. Very confident bird. Pretty face. She don't care about nothing. There's her mom, or that's a grandma on one side, and that's her mom right there. So the grandma was this one's mom, and then there. So 3 generations. Alright, we're going to start wrapping up the live. It's kind of quiet, rainy day. Start by saying go subscribe to the channel. Lots of long form videos on there. Hopefully help for the newer flyers. Please go check out the merch. Any pigeon lover out there, I'm hoping will just like this merch I'm trying to come up with. You know, they got a cute little footprint, so I designed a shirt or had just a design for the merch with the little footprint or some eyes. The pigeon eye is beautiful, so I'm trying to capture that onto some merch, and I think that'd be pretty. The eyes are just psychedelic looking. I did not alter the eyes in those, so I just grabbed some very close shots of some beautiful eyes, and hopefully we can turn that into some merch. Is what I was thinking. Please go check those out. Again, all right. I'm signing off. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.